Hi guys, Arnold Broad here with another news update on men's sexual health. And in this issue we're going to be talking about how common is erectile dysfunction. And here's a spoiler alert, it's very common. We're going to look at three different studies. Two of them are government studies. The first one looked at 2,000 men who were 20 years old or older and found out that 18.4%, a little precise for the government, but greater than 18% had ED issues, which suggests that erectile dysfunction affects about 18 million men in the US. What they also found was that as a man grew older, the incidence of erectile dysfunction increased. Now, also it increased with men who had cardiovascular issues, high blood pressure and cholesterol issues. But for men who had diabetes, the prevalence of erectile dysfunction was greater than 50%, way more than double the general population. So if you have erectile dysfunction, it also indicates the possibility of other health issues that may not have surfaced as yet. So besides getting treated for erectile dysfunction, have your doctors look for cardiovascular issues. Have your doctors look for blood sugar issues that might indicate diabetes. Now the second study was called the Massachusetts Male Aging Study. This one's kind of old. It was in the late 1980s, and it was a survey of men 40 to 70 years old, and it found that the prevalence of ED was greater than 50%. Now, what's important about this study is that because it's so old, the prevalence of cardiovascular issues and diabetes has increased dramatically in the last 30 years. So the incidence of ED will increase also. So this 52% is probably going to be higher. And the last study I want to talk about is one that looked at all new ED diagnoses. And what they found was that one patient out of 4 who was newly diagnosed with ED was a young man. And in this case, young men mean anybody under 40 years old. So, I mean, that's a lot. Because what it's saying is that health conditions are deteriorating, because ED is kind of like the canary in the coal mine. It's the first thing to go before you see cardiovascular issues crop up, before you see diabetes crop up. So it's important to take care of these issues by eating a healthy diet, by exercising, not leading a sedentary life, limiting smoking, limiting excessive drinking and drug use. All help the physical body, which will help ED issues. Now, a great therapy for cardiovascular issues, for complications of diabetes, for erectile dysfunction is something called nitric oxide therapy. The best delivery system for nitric oxide that I know of is something called ProArginine Plus. If you'd like to see a really good video on nitric oxide therapy and also the biology of erection, then just click on the arrow or follow the link below this video. If you have any questions about any of this, give me a call, 609-410-4790, and that phone number is also below this video. I want to thank you for stopping by, watching the video. Have a great day, and here's to your good health.